Good morning, students. A very warm welcome to the live lectures of ICAI. We're doing the paper Business Correspondence and Reporting, and the top chapter in discussion is chapter number 12, Resume Writing. Very warm welcome and extremely sorry for getting late. There was some issue at my end, so I could not start in time. But I hope I'll resume everything and I'll make sure that you all are very much in tuned with the chapter and there is nothing which is missed out. So please welcome. Let me see. I'm seeing a lot of people have joined in. Welcome, welcome, everybody. A warm good morning. So last time we have been doing a variety of topics. I've had a lot of discussion on article writing. We've had a lot of discussion on the other topics. If there's any doubt, you may please ask. Otherwise, of course, we begin with resume, which is a very important topic in these days, even when you are applying for a job, even when you're applying for an internship, there are lots of things which are involved in resume writing. So we'll definitely do that. Good morning, Mahima and Swati. Good morning, Shruti, Anjali. Good morning, Ayushi. Good morning, Anushka. Lots of good morning to all of you. So let's get started. So first of all, tell me, how many of you have already prepared a resume sometime in your life? Maybe for a personal reason, maybe for just, a practice, maybe for an internship, maybe just, learning from your elder siblings. If you have done that in your life, please let me know. Anybody who's made a resume and you have a fair bit of an idea what is a resume, how does it work, you can please share it with me. Okay. Shen Lang says he has. That's quite interesting if you have. So what do you think, Shen Lang, a resume does? What is the purpose of a resume? How does it help you in understanding your personality? Because when I'm giving you a resume, it's basically about, it's my summary. It's about what have I done in my past. So please remember, everybody, a resume is an important official document which takes care of a lot of things which you have done in the past, right? So when I'm going for an interview, it's very difficult to talk everything about myself. So what I basically do is I kind of give my resume. The resume gets screened. And then if they feel I am suitable for the job, so I get an interview call. And then during the interview also, they make sure that the resume is there on the table and the questions answer session and the interview session is taken forward. That's how it is. Okay. So Ruchika says she's made a resume in class 11th and 12th. Yes, that's very good, Ruchika, because that's part of your, I think, course curriculum also sometimes. Okay, so for practice, Richa, that's very good. Incomplete, it's okay, Ritu, as long as you've made it, because the idea is that you should have made a resume. Okay. Okay, fine, Aditya, fine. Yeah, we'll do that also, Aditya, don't worry. Resume you've done, it was taught in school. Okay, resume. Okay, so lots of people are saying that they have done the resume writing, which is quite interesting. So when you were doing this, like if I ask you, when you were doing the resume writing, were there any things which you thought are important and you kept them in your mind? Because, it's not just like anything put on paper. It has to have a proper, let's say, it has to have a proper technique. So that's what we are doing. Let's see how we start. Just give me a minute. I'll start my screen share and then we'll start discussing. Just a minute. Okay. Okay. Can you all see this? Fine. Right. So this is what a resume is. It's a formal document. And what happens is it shows an applicant's experience and credentials for training and job purpose. So basically what they're trying to say is whenever there is a job application or whenever you apply for a training, you have to show your resume. and that becomes an official document which is showing your credentials. Do you all understand what are credentials? Credentials are your past history which show your credibility. So credibility means people can trust you. So all those things which you have done in the past are shown here, and that's how resume writing happens. So this is basically done for a job purpose, and it's a formal document. So you will not be sharing your resume for an informal purpose. It's not that you're sharing your resume with a friend, you want to have a friendship, or you're not doing this with your relative. It's always done in the formal line. So that's the first thing. It's not a job application, Manish. So what actually happens is, application is when you're applying for a job. So there are certain things, there is certain information you have to fill in for that particular job. In this case, it doesn't happen like that. In this case, it's all about your personal history, which you think you should tell. So job applications are different because they're going to ask you something. So here they're not asking you something. You are basically telling them whatever you feel is relevant enough. And that's how a resume works. And there are certain templates. I'm sure since many of you are saying, Dhirendra is saying he's made it. Asif says he's made it. Then Anushka says she's made it. So all of you have already gone through this once, maybe in your school or otherwise. So you know that there is a certain template we follow, and we're going to do that right now. So this is the next thing. Resume is a French word meaning summary. So you must have seen a small, a dash or a small tittle over the word E. That's why we call it resume, because resume is an English word and resume becomes a French word. So that's the reason why it's called, it is a French word, and that's why we emphasize on the last E. It's called resume. It's not resume. Fine. Now, what does a resume do? It summarizes one's achievement in the past years. So achievements categorically do not mean only the good part of it. Whatever you have done, your 10th class scores, your 12th class scores, your graduation scores, you've got some certificate courses, you've done some diploma courses, you've done some charity work, all that basically is summarized, and that is what the resume is. So we call it achievements, but it's not like that. Okay. Now, third is, it can be two ways. One is we have an education-based resume, and the other is we have a job-based resume. So can some of you tell me what would the difference be? Just a rough guess from your side. What would the difference be between an education-based resume and a job-oriented resume? Avanish, it's not possible. I will just off and on be speaking Hindi because it's a class on a topic which requires you to learn English. I don't think so it'll be possible for me to completely shift to Hindi. Okay, you ask me whatever questions you have. You can ask me your doubts. I'll be more than happy to attend them. Yes, Dhirendra. So basically, biodata is used in a more informal setup, more for your, let's say, job applications. We call it a resume or a curriculum vitae, which is another thing, which is the CV part of it. Okay. Okay, internship, fine. Shenlan says he's made it for the internship. Very good. That's wonderful. So how long was it? Can you tell me? Okay. The content is in both cases, yeah, kind of. It's almost the same for both cases. Yes, Aditi, very good. So it's needed for education. The education oriented is needed when you're applying for a training as a student. So whenever you are a student, all this is required. Otherwise, of course, it becomes a job oriented resume, which means you are going to apply for a job. So there is a big difference even in the style, even in the pattern of applications. Now, it highlights the primary skills, expertise of the applicant, which is very important because whenever you are writing a resume, the main objective is to highlight certain skills. everybody has a lot of skills. You might be good in some particular topic. You might be good in some particular area of computer science. You might be good in Python. You might be good in coding. You might be good in maybe tax and maybe audit. So whatever is your expertise, that has to have a special mention here in the resume. Otherwise, what happens? It just becomes a list of content on the paper, and there is nothing else you can do about it. So whenever there is somebody who's seeing the resume, the eyes should straight away fall on the main headings, on the topics. Otherwise, what happens is it sounds like, you are giving me a thesis. I have to go through all your content and that's it. So there is nothing unique about it. There is nothing different about it. Okay. Next is you have to be objective in the format. So what happens in the objectivity is you have to be very sure that everything you are writing is in the particular format of a resume. The template is being followed, and this makes the selection easy. Selection as in somebody who's taking care of your interviews, etc. He or she should be very, very smooth. The selection should become very smooth because all the things are in a certain format and everything has been highlighted. Fine. Okay. So in education-based resume, there is only 10 standard marks, our school name, address, etc. It also consists of interest. Yes, Shruti. So I'll discuss that, because right now we're going to discuss a more formal aspect of resume. So I won't be discussing the basic aspect of the student resume. I will be discussing more about the formal aspects. So I'll tell you, hobbies and interest, everything is included. Don't worry. Okay, Mahima says education-based includes education achievement, while job-based includes all achievement related to those field and experience. Yes, okay, that's very good, Mahima. So I'm happy that you all have a fair understanding. You have understood the difference. So Mahima and Shruti, very correct in giving me a nice difference. So if you explain things so clearly in the exam, then definitely you're going to get a very good score, because the answer, when you are answering a particular question, if it is clear in terms of your understanding, if it's comprehensible, when the teacher is reading it, he or she understands that, yes, the concept is clear, we are like forced to give you marks. And this kind of an answer, like what Mahima and Shruti have given, they quite easily give me a nice difference between both styles of the resume. Okay, good job. Okay, Ankit says it's educational qualification details, and job-oriented means details regarding the soft skills required. It's not only soft skills, it might be other skills also, but definitely soft skills is part of it, because these days, whenever you are sitting for an interview or whenever you're applying, your soft skills are definitely taken into consideration. Okay, so this is about it. Most welcome, Shruti. Is credentials and resume both the same? Well, credentials make a resume, actually. That's how it happens, Asif. So credentials means all what you have done in the past, and those credentials are then put in the resume in a certain way that they appear to be a formal document, they appear to be an official document, and then you can start submitting it depending on where are you applying. That's very important. Okay. Most welcome, Mahima. Okay, any other doubts till now? Any other questions you have? Any queries you may please ask? Okay, then the last line I've written is curriculum vitae, which is a Latin word meaning course of life. So sometimes we say, please give me your CV. So CV and resume are mostly replaceable. They are a substitute. You can use the word CV, you can use the word resume. The only thing is all these are always used in the formal context. Please remember that. That's very important. Okay. We don't use this kind of a terminology in the informal context. Okay. Okay. Good morning, Hariram. Okay. Let's start. Okay, so what is a resume? The aspects of a good resume. So I'll definitely ask you to do a resume also in class. We'll definitely carry on something which is important, because what happens is in a resume writing, people tend to write everything which is not important, and you miss out on the important part. So that, of course, we'll take care is not happening. So what is a resume? It's like an SOP which is it's a statement of purpose. So a good resume is one that is presentable, and obviously it attracts the attention of the employer, which means whoever is sitting in the interview, whoever is taking your interview, whoever is doing the screening is liking your resume to the extent that he or she finds it attractive, and there are certain aspects which can be checked, which can be highlighted, and those are the ones which are going to get you through the selection part. Okay, so the selection committee is seeing loads and loads of resume. We are seeing like 10 to 15 to 20 resumes, but what happens is only if your expertise, only if your skill sets have been highlighted in a certain way, people tend to see them more than the other part of it, than the lesser known part of it, than the less important part of your resume. Okay. Yes, Akshay, it's a question. You will definitely have to attempt a question on resume writing. That's for sure. It's going to happen. Okay. Definitely it's going to be there. You just have to understand that when you see the study material, you will see the questions. I'll see if I have time to see the study material. So these things are important from your perspective, because there are many ways of making a resume, and these days, there are a lot of templates available. But the problem is which one is good, which one is more official, and which one is more acceptable in the industry. That's what you have to concentrate on. Okay. So second thing is for employer, Mastan, I didn't get you. Employer would also have applied for a job sometime. So he also would have needed a resume. So at whatever stage of your life, if you are applying for a job, you definitely need a resume, whether it's a lower level job or whether it's a leadership role or whether it is a very, very senior role of a CEO or a CXO. Whenever you apply, the resume comes into picture. Okay. So it should follow a format and it should be well structured, because I don't want it to look like an essay writing. I don't want it to look like a blog which does not follow any template. I just put all the content, all my creative writing, and I give it. वैसा नहीं होना चाहिए. ठीक है? Okay. So SOP is basically a statement of purpose, which means statement of purpose is, why am I writing it? What all do I have to tell about myself? That is a resume. Okay, Tanmeet? No, Ruchika. Usme nahi hota. We'll do that, Ritu. We'll go step by step. Don't have to hurry. There is a lot which I have to tell you, and easily we'll do everything. We'll try and finish the maximum in class. The rest, of course, you all know. If there is any query, you may please feel free to send the query and we'll take care of that also. Okay, fine. So now we are saying it should follow a good format. It should follow a formal language. It should be well structured. Now, what do you mean by a good format, or what do I mean by a good structure? Do I have to, make it like a pyramid or something? No. So basically what I have to do is I have to make it in the form of a bulleted list. Remember last time we were doing bullets, so I have to make it in the form of bullets. And in doing this, what we do is we start with a certain style: the name, the email, the address, the phone number, all your factual details about yourself, and then we move on to either the chronological style or the reverse style, which of course I'll discuss in some minutes. I'll let you know all about that. Okay, so please remember, two things which many students fail to do is you do not highlight the key points and you don't use a structure. That is a blunder, because the key points have to be highlighted in such a way that whoever is screening your resume, his or her eyes straight away fall on that. If that is happening, then you have good chances of getting selected, or at least your resume getting screened. Okay. And it should not be like a thesis. What does that mean? Thesis is typically like, a PhD thesis, which is full of research, which is full of content, and it sounds like an essay. That should not be the case. Okay. Now, very important is it should not exceed more than 2 to 3 pages, which means, okay, there's a doubt, I think. So in Thesis is basically what you submit like a research paper after your PhD, and it's a lot of content. That's what a thesis is. Okay. I'll do, Soumya, we'll do a lot of them in class, don't worry. So what happens is these are things where you really need a couple of classes to understand the whole concept. You need to understand the structure, the template, then there is more practice you require. So the more number of hours you spend on a topic like this, the better is the understanding. So all of you, I'm requesting, please take it slowly, please be patient, because what happens is when I straight away come to the example, all of you will not get to know the theory part of it, and that becomes a problem. So the theory part of it has to be understood. So for any concept, even when we were doing article writing, even when we are doing something like a pressy writing or a note making, you always have to understand the main topic. What is it? Why is it different from the others? And how can I make it look different? So I cannot say a resume and an article are same. I cannot say a pressy and a note making are same. Similarly, letter is different, mail is different. Everything has its own importance. Okay. So now that we are done, let's come to the number of pages, which is very important. So number of pages basically means I don't want you to write a letter. It should be only 2 to 3 pages, because nobody has the time to read like 10 pages, 12 pages. It's not possible. Everybody wants everything in short. These days, it's like all of you are so happy when you're doing TikTok reels. All of you are so happy when you're doing those shorts. So the attention span is very less. Because of that, everything has come down to be very concised. Everything has come down to be very closed. So for that reason, we say brevity is the key. It's one of my favorite lines. Brevity means shortness, brief. Okay, when you must have seen questions saying write the answer in brief. This is what it means. So brevity is the key means there is something which you have to remember while writing. Answers should be short. Resumes should be short. That is brevity. Okay, got it, Ayushi? Okay. Next is it should state facts and no emotional content, which means I'm going to present a document which is only telling about my past, which is only telling about the facts I've had in my life, which is only telling me about my credentials. But I cannot have any emotional content. I cannot talk about, I like it, I did not like it, my job was good, my job was not good. I should not be putting all that. So since it's a formal document, since it's a document which is going to be submitted to the office, to the corporate, to the industry for official reasons, I should not be putting any emotional content. Okay. Any doubts still here? I'll definitely see all your doubts. Just give me 1 minute. Okay, clear, Ayushi, fine. Every course will have a resume. Remember that. Every course. It's not possible that you... Okay, Shelang says it's clear. Thank you, Shenlang. Anybody else has a doubt, please feel free to ask. I'm waiting. Otherwise, I'll move on. Nikita, is it clear? Thesis part of it? Okay. Okay. So I assume it's clear till now. Thank you, Ritu. And thank you, Rabish and Tanmeet. Thank you, Dimple. Ruchika, thesis is not meant for you. It's just a word which talks about the research you submit after a PhD. Okay, thesis is mostly a lot of content. It's like essays and essays and research and research. And it doesn't follow any format because it's just full of words and content. So anything which is that long and that solid and that substantial, we call it a thesis. Okay, it doesn't relate to you. I'm just using the words to give you a comparison between how a resume is and how a thesis is. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, so I'm so happy everybody has understood. Soumya, we'll do it. Soumya seems to be in a little hurry. She's asking me to show a resume. She's asking me to tell me the format. Soumya, we'll go step by step because, every step is important. Straight away showing a resume will not be of help. You need to understand every step. So thanks, Shruti and Hasiram. Brevity, yes, Hariram, sorry. I'm sorry for that. Hariram, brevity is brief, to be short, to be concise, to say the maximum in the minimum words. Okay, that is, this is a quotation, basically, brevity is the key. Okay, thank you, Shreya. Thank you very much for all the good comments. I'm so happy everybody is understanding and liking it. Great. So I assume there is no doubt on this slide. We'll move forward. Just 1 second. Okay, now this is the types of resumes. Each resume has its own importance. So what can you assume by the name? Can I ask you, please? Let's make this more interactive instead of only I telling you all the content and the lesson explanations. You please tell me what are the types of resume and what do you understand by this? Yes, Miss Thomas. Your name is not there, but yes, that's true, Miss Thomas. Thank you, Richa. Thank you very much for that nice comment. Tanmeet, highlight typically means, there are formats and there are styles and fonts which you can use in your resume because, of course, these days nothing is handwritten. You're all going to get it typed and printed. So those, when you're getting it done by a printer, when you're making the resume on a document, on a Google Doc or a Word doc, there are ways to highlight it. That's what I mean. One is that technical highlighting. The other is also that your skill sets and your the things which you want to highlight should be somewhere at the top, should be somewhere more clearly visible than being somewhere at the bottom where you think the interest of the employer gets lost and he wouldn't even bother to move to the last page. Okay, so highlighting, one is the technical part of it, how you use a certain font and you use a bold and then you highlight it. That's one. And secondly, what you have to do is you have to be very sure about putting those skills somewhere in the forefront. Usko sabse upar rakhiye, usko sabse aage rakhiye so that dhyan jaye employer ka. Okay, got it? Yeah, Anushka, you have what do these mean? I'm asking you. You've given me the names again, chronological, functional, and combination, but what do these mean? I'm asking you that. Yes, very good. Dimple is telling me chronological means in a particular order, right? So chronological means it's taking through time. You start from the past and you move towards the present, or you move from the present and you start from the present and move towards your past. So it's either ways. Chronology is mostly accepted from the past to the present. So you start from the grade 10 and then you move on to grade 12. And then if you have done your college, if you have done your bachelor's, then if you have done your master's, then if you have done your doctorate. So whatever the order is, starting from 10th. Before 10th, we generally do not want that information in your resume. Okay, that is not required. The work done by one as they occur to write the resume. Aryan, the work to occur to write the resume, I did not get that, Aryan. Can you please explain the first point? I'm a little confused. What do you mean by that? Yes, functional is where whatever work you have done, that is what you are highlighting. So you've been in a role of trainee, you've been in the role of an auditor, you've been in the role of a tax person, you've been in the role of a consultant, you've been in the role of a lawyer. Which kind of law have you practiced? So what functions you have done, that is what is highlighted in the functional resume. Okay. Yes, very good, Soumya. Yes, combination, of course, is a mixture of all of them. So combination resume ensures that there is a little bit of chronology and there is a little bit of function. But most importantly, it should be actually addressing the job. So when you apply for a job, there is a job description. Based on that, we decide whether we are going to submit a chronological, functional, and a combination resume. So I've seen people sometimes, they have all kinds of resumes ready. And whenever there is a certain job, they kind of, change the resume, they change the language, and then they apply. So that is also a possibility. Okay. Yes, Mahima, very correct. Your answer is good. Okay, Ritu, very good. Functional tells about your skills. Awesome, Tanvi. That's a very good answer. Functional is basically about what skill sets you possess. Yes, combination is a mixture of both, of course. Yes, Aryan, got it. So now you have clear the work as in what you have done time to time, with time, your 10th, your 12th, your graduation. That is chronology. Okay, so things as they have happened comes under the chronological resume part. Okay. Okay, Ankit, very good. Yes, Rabish, we'll come to the cover letter part of it. I'll discuss that also. Don't worry. Okay, this is enough. This is clear. Okay, Baba Sahib has written a combination resume means a mixture of chronological, functional, which focuses on skills. Good. So I'm very happy that all of you have a fair understanding of the kinds of resume. It seems you've done this resume writing. You've made your own resumes many times. It feels like that. So that's very good. See, it's a very interesting job. It's a very objective job. So what I want to tell you is whenever you are doing a resume, you always have to remember that you have to get selected. What should I put in the paper that my resume is going to get screened, I'm going to get selected, and I will definitely reach the second level after the screening of the resume. If you have that in mind, you will put all the good things and you will put it in that way that people will appreciate the highlights and the emphasis you have done. Okay. And definitely the question which we have. So always remember, whenever I am teaching, I do not only cater to the BCR paper. I want you to learn this skill for your future jobs also. So if you're doing a note making with me, if you're doing an article writing with me, it's not just because I want you to get full 40 marks in the paper. There are other reasons also why you should be knowing this. So if you're doing a minutes of the meeting, you should know how a meeting is to be attended, what etc. information is to be added, and how is it to be added, so that beyond the paper also, you develop that personality of knowing these topics. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. Very good. It's clear. Avanish, okay, I'll try my best to do that. Yes, Asif, functional means that. Functional means a combination of the mix of the, combination means a mixture of a functional and chronological. Okay? Yes, functional is basically about, yes, Asif, that's correct, when you are highlighting the jobs you have done. So, these names come into picture when you've had a little bit of job experience. Initially, suppose this is your first job. So definitely your resume has to be chronological because you haven't done any job. But after 10 years in the industry, if you are making a resume, you might make a functional resume because there are some kinds of skills you have developed. There are some kinds of roles which you have worked on. So it is quite possible. Okay. Education history, yes. I mean, we don't say history. It's basically the order which is highlighted in the word chronology. Okay. Okay, so we'll discuss this first. The easiest of all. So chronology means as per time. Chronos is, the god of time. If you're reading some kind of mythology, so we know Chronos is the god of time. And based on his name, the word chronology comes into picture, which is as per time. Like, what happened in 1857, then what happened in 1860, then what happened in 1865, then what happened in 1900. So we're going as per time, starting from the oldest, moving towards the latest. Okay. Now, a chronological resume starts from the beginning of education to the present job. And beginning of the education, what I said is we don't talk anything before 10th. I don't want to know your grade 4 marks. I don't want to know your grade 8 marks. That's not required. Okay. At times, resume have reverse chronology. Reverse chronology is going from the latest to class 10. That is also acceptable. I would rather suggest you stick to the chronological aspect. Let's not get into reverse chronology, because sometimes, that's mostly done whenever you are at a certain age and a certain stage of your career. Initially, you cannot go reverse because you don't have anything at present. Whatever is there is just now and now. Fine. So reverse chronology happens maybe when you've been in the industry for about 20 years and you've changed like 5 jobs, or let's say 4 jobs. So there is a lot of content which you have in your job part of the year. Then I move into reverse chronology, because then my grade 10 and my grade 12 marks do not hold that much importance. Okay. That's when you will use reverse chronology. Got it, everybody? Yes, Ritu, this is like that's what I'm telling you, which type. For you people at this stage of your life, you will be using the chronological resume starting from your 10th, moving on to your 12th. And if you have done some other trainings and internships, you can move forward. Okay. Clear? Okay. Now, these are easy to make because, first of all, there is not much content you can add. So whatever is there is just about your 2 years of past and whatever extra courses, some maybe a diploma course or a Udemy course or any online courses you have done. So hence I've written this is preferable for freshers and the junior level trainees, article trainees. It's the best for this level. Okay. Clear? Any doubts here in chronology? You just have to understand what is chronological resume, what is reverse chronological resume. If you understand that, then the most important part of this resume is done, because making a resume on this format is very easy. Yes, Ritu, I will do that. Don't worry. I'll upload. Definitely, I'll send you. Okay, so can I assume this part of it is all clear? Okay, thank you so much, Dimple, and thank you so much, Shruti. So now what I'm going to ask you to do is, we'll take a 5-minute break. And in the meantime, all of you just come prepared with all the ideas in your mind to formulate a chronological resume for yourself. So you might not have a lot of content, but whatever you feel you can share with me, which you think is relevant enough to go into a resume, please do that. Okay. Okay. Yes, Hariram, very correct. Manisha, 0.5. 1, 2, 3, 4. The last one you mean? Okay, the last one is simply saying that this kind of a resume is most suitable for junior level entries for the most junior level of job. So when you are starting to apply for a job, when you are at the first level of entry, then this particular resume is suitable. This is what I meant. Okay, Manisha? Reverse chronology basically means you are starting from the present and moving to the past. This happens whenever you have done at least 5 years or 10 years of job and you have a lot to write from present to past, then we use reverse chronology. In your case, there is nothing reverse because you are still in that age when you have not yet started your jobs. So reverse कैसे जाएगा? रिवर्स जाने के लिए कुछ कंटेंट होना चाहिए. सो अगर आप 10 साल हो चुके हैं आपको जॉब में, तो then whatever you have done in the 3 jobs, for example, you changed. So present job, उससे पहला job, and then maybe grade 12 and grade 10. That is reverse chronology. उल्टा जाना, वापस जाना till 10th is known as reverse chronology. Okay, got it? Lovepreet, is it clear now? Okay, Manisha? Great. So I am assuming all of you have understood and there is no doubt as such in this part of it, in the chronological resume part of it. Clear, everybody? Okay, so we'll take a 5-minute break. And once we are back, I'll ask you all to present to me a small resume, just the basics in bullets about what all you think you can share. थैंक यू अवनीश, अच्छा लगा आपको समझ आया. आई एम ट्राइंग माई बेस्ट कि लेक्चर थोड़ा मिक्स लैंग्वेज में हो जाए. अगर आपको कुछ भी डाउट है तो प्लीज आप पूछ लीजिए, अदरवाइज क्वेरी भेज दीजिए. आई विल मेक श्योर दैट आई एम एबल टू आंसर योर डाउट्स. Okay, so I'll see you after the break in 5 to 6 minutes, and then we'll do the basic form of a chronological resume from your side. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, welcome back after a break, students. I hope you're enjoying the session. I hope all the details are getting clear and the discussion is very much at a peak because we have already done one kind of resume. Okay, wow, I've started getting answers also. Name, objective, summary, name, objective. Okay, Shreya has given me like 4 messages and she's telling me how to form a resume. Very good, Shreya. Good attempt. Name, email, contact details, qualifications, work experience, skill, hobbies. Okay, Shenlang, very good. That was nice. I all you told till this time. Hmm? Bharat, I did not understand. Can you please explain what are you saying? Okay, Soumya says write our name, address, email, phone number, educational details, computer skills, objective, and hobby. Okay, but the order is not correct. Objective comes in the beginning. Okay. Yes, very good, Shruti. Very well done. So Shruti and Soumya have given me a good answer. Shenlang has given me a good answer. Shreya, your answer is coming, but it's a little broken. So I've tried to, mix the pieces, join the pieces and find out. So you've written name, objective, summary, qualification. That part is okay. Fine. Okay, good. So I like it. Everybody has understood. You've told me a lot from your side, which is good. Now, I obviously, please, I always say this in my classes, please refer to the study material because whatever is there in the study material is just like the good word. You cannot go beyond it. A lot of examples, a lot of questions, refer, please practice the RTPs and the MTPs because suddenly when I listen to a question, that what kind of a question comes for this topic, how many marks, will it be a 150 word answer? Then I feel that I'm very sure you are not seeing the study material because everything has been specified in that. So if you all have the study material as a physical copy, as a hard copy, very good. Otherwise, the material is available on the net, on the BOS portal. Please have a look. You can click the BCR link. You can click the study material relevant for 2022 and start seeing everything is chapter wise. So whichever chapter you have a doubt, because all the classes which we are taking, the other faculties are also taking, are based on the study material only. Okay. Okay, so good, Swati, very good. Bhumika, you don't have to put that, in the father's name category. You can leave that. Sohil, where do you belong to? So Sohil, what you can do is the videos, the lectures are uploaded, the PPT is uploaded, the lectures are available on the YouTube BOS portal. You can have a look there. You can rewatch them as many times as possible. Yes, Swati, declaration is okay, important. Good. Okay. So Megha and Tanmeet, wonderful. Swati and Ritu, very good. Baba Sahib and Dimple, good. Aryan, Bhumika, Megha, wonderful. Megha, I think, yeah, okay, I've got your answer. Soumya, Shreya, very good. And Shenlang also done a good job. So thank you all of you for attempting this. So we'll continue from the next part. You've already told me about the chronological resume. We'll continue to the next thing now. Okay. So this is the format, like somebody was asking. Thanks, Anushka. Anushka has given me a complete resume. Very good, Anushka. I appreciate, very good. In the limited time, in the limited space available, you have given me a complete resume with all your personal details, your school, your college, your hobbies, which is really appreciable. Okay, please have a look at the slide. Meanwhile, I'll just go through the resume she has shared with me. I'm sorry to say, Anushka, watering plants is not an apt way of writing your hobby. You should be writing is that as gardening. Okay, we don't say watering plants. Okay, so her birthday is also coming. Right. So when you're writing your school, when you're class 12 CBSE, class 10 CBSE, for both you have written 12. So 12 CBSE, you've written something, and then 10th you have not written, Anushka. Please, you have to mention your marks also. Either you mention your aggregate, your percentage, or you mention your CGPA. However way it was in your school, you have to mention that. Okay? Okay, so the queries I'm seeing, rest of it is fine. Okay, good. So Anushka has given me her answer and I've checked it also and I've corrected it. Now, this is a very starking difference between what a resume should be for students and what a resume should be for job applicants. Okay, so please see very carefully. Okay, you Ritu also likes gardening. Wonderful. It's a good job these days. We keep hearing about campaigns and environmental programs which talk about each one grow a plant, each one teach one, but each one grow one. So when you pluck a plant, remember you have to plant two. And I've seen people getting into this mode of gardening because we're facing a lot of environmental issues. We're facing a lot of AQI issues. So what happens is a lot of stress on saving the environment, planting trees. So it's a very good hobby if you have that. Co-curricular. Co-curricular, Mehek, means the other things besides academics you have done. So you have taken part in debates and declamations, you have taken part in poetry recitation, you have hosted events, you have been a wonderful quiz master, or you have been a quiz participant. Those are co-curricular. You've done some charity work, you worked with an NGO. So anything which is of your interest, which is outside education and academics, is known as co-curricular. Okay. Akshay, see, you can use the same format. A little bit here and there is allowed. So I will not say like you just have to exactly copy paste it. But yes, if you can copy paste most of the structure in this format, then it is considered to be good. Okay. So what happens is the first one is actually contact details. This is contact details. I'll just annotate this. This part of it is basically contact. Okay. And the last is personal. So maybe your address can come here, but your phone number and your mobile number come in the beginning. Okay. Okay, that's very good, Ritu. Wonderful. Yeah, I'll do that. Objective summary and career summary, I'll do that. Tanmeet and Dimple have the same doubt. I could guess it, I was expecting this doubt to be coming from students. Okay, let's do a guesswork. If I give you a question and it's a 2-mark question, seeing this slide, what is the difference between objective summary and career summary? How will you answer it? Tell me. What do you think is the difference? Okay, Shruti also has the same doubt. Okay. Tell me. So let's start learning by, not always questioning, but questioning our brains ourselves. So this is one technique I keep telling everybody. Please keep answering questions on your own. That actually builds your mental acumen. It builds your ability to answer many questions for which you are looking for answers, but you don't have an answer. But you feel खुद से ही answer कर लिया है तो अच्छा रहेगा. Okay. So if I give you this question, what do you think is the difference between an objective summary and a career summary? How will you answer? Yes, can anybody tell me? Objective of your resume and all about your career. Very good, Tanmeet. See, you only asked and you only answered, which is very good, wonderful. Objective means what we want to achieve, and career means no idea. Okay. Okay, that's very good, Dimple, that you're being honest, no idea. So let's start with the students part of it first, the students format. So in the students format, name and contact details, that of course is clear. Objective summary is what is the objective you hold in your life and why do you think you are writing a resume? Why do you think you're applying for it? That is the objective. Your objective as an applicant is what you are going to write. Okay. Very good, Manish. What he wants to be is the objective summary, and what he has to do in the career is that. Okay, so we are just concentrating on the left side of it. We're only doing the students format pehle. Okay, I'll tell you, Hariram. Let's concentrate on the first part, the students part. If there is any doubt in the students part, please ask me. Okay, Aisha has an answer. Very good, Aisha. Well answered. Very good, Aryan. Correct answer. Good, Megha. Akshay, you can also speak. You just have to practice. You come and visit me and we'll speak in English, and then your language will also become as fluent as mine or maybe better than mine. Okay. So you all have to learn to, develop a skill. That's how you will learn the language. Okay. Okay. Any other doubts? Fine. So objective summary is clear, education academics is clear, training workshops attended is clear. Any doubts in that? Interest, hobbies, etc. all okay, done. And the last is personal details, which is, your address, your permanent address, your temporary address, all that come in the personal details. Okay. Now, next comes the job applicants. Okay, what is this doubt? Just give me a minute. Let me read this doubt. Ruchika says co-curricular. Okay. Okay, Tanmeet, but you did well. So, if it was a wise guess, then it was a perfect guess. Yes, Ritu? Yes, Anushka, you are kind of correct. Okay, Shruti, no doubts. Okay, co-curricular. I just now told you co-curricular. Somebody else had also asked. Mehek had asked, what does co-curricular mean? And I had answered. Naveen and Naveen and Ruchika. You were not listening that time. Okay, anyways, I'll tell you. So what is the difference now? The first is objective summary and the second is the career summary. Tanmeet, Tanmeet has answered correctly till now. Objective summary is when you are writing the objective of your application. What is your objective? What do you want to do as an applicant? How do you see yourself as an applicant? The objective of life, that is objective summary. So even if I remove the word summary, it's basically objective. When you're doing a report writing, what is the objective? Why am I writing a report? That is this objective. Why am I writing a resume? Why am I applying? To achieve XYZ goals, to achieve heights, to become the leader in this manufacturing segment. That is the objective. Career summary is nothing but you summarize your career in 2 to 3 lines. Okay. So I have been an avid speaker and I have been an avid motivational speaker for the last 10 years, having done lectures and talks at big institutes, like XYZ and big MNCs like ABC. I have had a passion for speaking, and knowledge is something which I feel spreads or it multiplies by spreading. So I would sum up my life as being one which is dedicated to the speaking aspect. So this is just a rough thing I'm saying. I'll show you a better language and a better formulated answer. Bhumika, you will write for students. The question will tell you whatever you have to do. If you have to write from the applicant's perspective or if you have to write from the student's perspective, the question will very clearly mention that. Okay, don't worry. Hariram, it's not professional experience. Co-curricular is basically what you have done in school or college besides academics. So your participation in dance and drama, in music, in debates, in discussions, in poetry recitations, in writing competitions, all that is co-curricular. Okay? Is it clear, Ruchika and Nabeen? Is it clear, Hariram? It's not professional experience, Hariram. So don't mix those two. They are very much different. So please remember, I think Hariram, you are getting confused. The left is not being equated with the right. Yes, Shruti, very correct. Good answer. So please remember, the left is not the same as the right. They are two different things. Yes, Dhirendra, things performed other than study. So whatever participations you've had, you've taken part in a storytelling competition and you got the first prize. You took part in a debate competition, you got the second prize. Even if it was a participation certificate, it's okay. Okay, fine. Okay, tell me your doubts. Okay. Cover letter, yes, we'll do that. We'll do the cover letter, don't worry. Associated with the jobs, please check mine. Okay. Yes, Ankit, correct. Professional experience, I'll tell you, Tanmeet. Just give me a minute, I'll tell you. Okay. So objective summary is clear. Career summary, I told you, is all about your career. You're summing up your career in 2 to 3 lines. Professional experience is basically what have you gained. So you've worked in MNCs, you worked in big audit firms, you worked in big institutes. Your professional experience basically tells me about your past in terms of your profession, not your job description, but what all you have done in terms of your profession, which can be a subtitle. And below that, you can talk about the companies you have worked with, company one, company two. Then you say the job title. Then you talk about the responsibilities, the roles you have undertaken. So company one basically is the name, then company two is the name. Okay, so it's not 1, 2 like that. It's basically the names which you have to add. Okay. Yeah, Sarvesh, even if it is not related, it's okay, because if you took part in a debate competition, now you're applying for to an audit firm, there is no relation, right? But it is part of the resume. You have to write it. Okay. Co-curricular details should be added. Yeah, okay. Co-curricular details will anyways be added irrespective of what job you are applying for. So please get this very clear. You are not going to mix the co-curricular, or you're not going to modify the co-curricular with the job related job description, because even if you are applying for a law firm, even if you're applying to an audit firm, even if you're applying to ICAI, co-curricular is what you have done, and that is part of the resume. That is not going to have any impact. But yes, if you have been a good debater, if you have been a very good speaker, a very good orator, then your job selection might depend on that. Okay, so if you want to become a lawyer, then definitely how well you speak is it's going to impact that, right? Okay. So in the job applicants section, company 1 and company 2, company 1 and company 2 is basically the names of the companies. Company 1 is which company you have joined, company 2 is which company you have joined. Write the name, write the job title. So senior manager, senior consultant, associate manager, professor, lawyer, chartered accountant, etc. Whatever the title you hold in that company, you have to mention that. And then the responsibilities. So what all you took care of, you had a team of 10 members, you had a team of 5 members, what all projects you were involved in, all that comes in the responsibilities. Okay. Also remember, it is suggested that you put the tenure for which you have joined a particular company. So from August 2019 to, let's say, January 2023. If you were under in one company, you should mention that below the name of the company. Okay. Or you can say company 1, let's say you're working with ICAI, that's your organization. So you'll say ICAI. Below that, you'll say uh, associate consultant, or you'll say project manager BOS, comma, then all those joining details, like when did you start? And if you're still doing it, you'll say present. So you'll say August 2019 dash present, which means how many years you have spent in that organization. Okay, clear? And personal details, of course. So is this much clear? Can I think that we can move ahead with this slide? Okay. Now comes the next thing. I'll just remove this. Okay. Now, this is a sample which all of you were asking me. So you can have a look at the sample. It has the name first. Then I've given you the address. Then I've given you the phone number and the email. Okay, that is going to remain the order. Then the objective: to be associated with an organization that will offer me tremendous opportunities, so and so, and utilize my accounting skills and abilities to the maximum. That is the objective. So what is the objective of the person? What is the objective of Amal Sheikh? He has mentioned that. Then summary is basically what all he has done. This is like the professional summary. More than 13 years of experience in both practical and managerial aspects of the job. It's basically I possess a flawless understanding of XYZ, extensive experience in so and so, excellent communication skills, in-depth knowledge of foreign policies, etc., etc. Okay. Yes, Manisha, you can write that in one line. You can generally name, address, phone number, and email. That's the order we follow. Okay. 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 I'll just zoom it. I think it's not clear to all of you. Is it okay now, Nikita and Ruchika? Can you all see? Yes, Tanmeet, very good. It's just like a highlighting of your key points. Okay. Yes, yes, it's there in the module, Aisha. It's very much there. Clear? Can I move on? Nikita, is it okay? Okay, so this was an example basically of a sample which is about the chronological resume. Now we're going to do another one, which is the functional resume. So this is the functional resume aspect. Please have a look. It's very easy. You all just have to understand there are certain rules which we are expected to follow. If you follow those rules, then you know all these things become very easy. Yes, it's there in the study material, Ruchika. You can find it. It's very much there in the module. Okay, fine. So now we're doing the next part of it, the functional resume. Now, in the functional resume, it refers to skills and expertise. Functional resume focus on the job applicant's profile. Profile means what? Profile means your credentials, whatever you have done, that is the applicant's job profile, and they are more job oriented. More job oriented means a lot is discussed only about the job. It's not that you can discuss anything. Of course, no personal information we discuss. That is, of course, true. But yes, we definitely discuss a lot about the job and the kind of jobs you have done. And third, it is preferred for working people and employees, which, of course, I told you earlier also. Like the first one only is preferred, the chronological one is preferred for the entry level people, the freshers, the people who are applying for a job for the first time, the people who are training, all those use the chronological one. And in this case, we are only talking about the professionals. Okay, clear till here? Any doubt? If there is anything you want to ask me, uh, yes, yes, Nabeen, you can write. See, what I am trying to do is give you a brief on all this. Okay. There are many more details. That's why I keep telling you, keep referring to the study material. There are a lot of details which you can add, which you can subtract. This doesn't go by the book. One or two or lines here and there do happen because these are all templates, right? And in templates, you might have just any template. Job profile means what kind of work you have done. So you are giving me a brief idea about that. That is your job profile. So are you a teacher? Are you an instructor? Are you a trainer? Are you an auditor? Are you a lawyer? What kind of job you have done? What kind of roles you have undertaken? That is a job profile. Okay, clear? I'm waiting. Any doubts, you can please ask me again. Okay, Ruchika, it's clear for you. Fine. So now this is an example of a functional resume. Rohit Kumar, and the name, the address, all the technical. We generally don't say birthday, you can say date of birth, because I wanted to highlight this. That's why I've written. This is a little questionable. So you can generally put it in the short form of D dot O dot B. I'm sorry for the bad writing. Okay, thank you so much, Ritu. Thanks a lot, Tanmeet. Thanks a lot, Nitika, Nikita, Ruchika. Very good. It gives me a good boost when you guys say that you've understood and everything is going clear because, in a short span of time, we have to explain so many things. And this is just the beginning. There are so many other details which get into such topics. So I really wish I'm hoping that I'm being clear to you. And whenever you attempt a question on resume writing, whenever you attempt a question on any such topic, you are very much clear because of the lectures, and I'm really happy about that. Okay, so I'll take you through this slide. Now, what happens is you've seen the details, Silver Gardens, phone number, email, etc. That is all the technical details. Then come the career objective part. So, what is your objective? Like your career goal, basically. So, your career goal defined in 2 lines is your career objective. Okay, so you want to have a challenging career. You want to be part of an organization which is constantly growing. You want to utilize your technical skills in the field of information technology. This is your objective as a career. This is your goal in your career. That's what you have to write. Okay. Yes, you have to. It's not about bold, but they should be separately visible. So these tabs which I have put in the um, in the capital letters like technical skills, personal skills, career objective, all these have to come in bold or in a different format. But you have to use this word. Okay. Dimple, that's okay. The positioning does not matter. Left or right, it's fine. Preferably left because then you'll be using a lot of your page. So the indent is not a problem, but kind of justify it left and right. That's what is more important. It should not look like scattered everywhere. Just make that sure. Troubleshooting. What is that? That's a skill. That's a IT skill. So even if you don't know, it's okay. You can just read about that then. Okay. I've just mentioned some random skills which any technical guy should have. So if you don't know, then please start getting up with your IT skills and read more about it. I am not the right person to explain C++ and Python here. Nabin, you can. I am repeating this for all of you. The kind of template I am showing is just one of a kind. There are other templates also possible. You can start with the name in the middle. You can write resume, then you can underline, you can put a long line. Below that, you can start with the name, the phone number, the email, the phone number, the name can come above the line also. All that is allowed. So don't worry about left start, right start, middle start. This is just one template I have shared. There are many more other such possibilities. Okay, fine. Technical skills is all about the technical knowledge Rohit Kumar has. One thing which I always insist is when the question says you are XYZ, मनीषा सिंपल ही लिखना है. आप हिंदी मीडियम से हो चाहे उर्दू मीडियम से हो, आपको सिंपल ही लिखना है. जस्ट दैट ये अलग अलग से टैब्स दिखने चाहिए, उसके एक्स्ट्रा मार्क्स होते हैं. ओके. हाँ, जस्टिफाइड ओरिएंटेशन कैन बी यूज्ड, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है तन्मीत. यू कैन इजीली यूज दैट. I am again saying the orientation does not matter, just that it should have separate tabs, it should have relevant content, and it should be very presentable. Those are the 3 things which we will be looking for in your paper. Left indent, right indent, या बीच में से start करना, that's okay. Got it? And this is all simple language. If you see, टेक्निकल स्किल्स आपको तब लिखने पड़ेंगे जब आप आईटी में हो. अगर आप नहीं हो तो आपको सिर्फ अपने सब्जेक्ट का एक्सपर्टीज लिखना है, अपने सब्जेक्ट का स्किल्स लिखना है, which is anyways easy, which we all know. So then it's not a problem. बॉक्स की जरूरत नहीं है निकिता. If you want to box it, fine, but there are no extra marks for boxing it. Okay. If you think you want to box it, please go ahead. If you think you can do without a box, then also it's okay. Okay? No other doubt. Okay. So personal skills is what you have as an individual. You know, you are a team leader, you are a team player, you are a motivator, you possess some real good leadership skills. All those come in your personal skills. Okay? And also, if you have been awarded something, you can put in awards as a separate section, or you can put it under personal skills. So I'm repeating myself. These are templates which can be modified. These are just samples. This is not the only possible template. There are other templates which are also equally correct, and you will get full marks for that. One line here and there, the titles, the subtitles can be a little different. We sometimes don't use technical skills as a subheading. We sometimes definitely use personal skills. Sometimes we say awards and prizes won. So that's not hard and fast. Okay? पर्सनल स्किल्स में अपने बारे में ही लिखना है, बट क्या स्किल है वो लिखना है, अपने आप को डिस्क्राइब नहीं करना है. हाँ रुचिका, क्वेश्चन में सिर्फ रिज्यूमे का ही होता है ऑब्वियसली. हाँ, so Tanmeet, technical skills are since there is a topic on technical skills, you will write about all the technology related aspects which you have learned, which you are aware of. अगर इसमें नहीं है टेक्नोलॉजी वाला एस्पेक्ट, अगर आप सीए हो या अगर आप लॉयर हो या आप मेडिकल प्रोफेशनल हो या आप टीचर हो, देन यू मस्ट हैव डन सम कोर्सेज, maybe a B.Ed course or a DID course or a NET course. All those will come in skills, and skills might also relate to the other skills besides the IT skills. Okay. इस case में the person is an IT related guy, so he has all these skills. Quite possible nobody knows any one of these. शायद आपको सिर्फ MS वर्ड और एक्सेल और पावर पॉइंट आता हो, बाकी सब आते ही ना हो, बिकॉज यू आर नॉट अ सॉफ्टवेयर गाय. सो जावा, C++, पाइथन आप तभी सीखोगे जब आपको उस फील्ड में जाना है. सो मे बी दिस होल सेक्शन गेट्स रिमूव्ड फ्रॉम द रिज्यूमे. दैट इज ऑल्सो अ पॉसिबिलिटी. ठीक है. Yes, Dimple, objective summary is your objective, your application का objective. Very good. Okay. Any other doubt? So I'm getting a lot of questions about you being from a Hindi medium or you being from a medium which is not English. That does not matter. Okay, very good. Aryan says, I know Java and Python. Congratulations, Aryan. That's very good. You should be knowing some computer languages. So प्रॉब्लम क्या होती है अगर आप हिंदी मीडियम से हो, रिज्यूमे में सब कुछ बहुत ऑब्जेक्टिव है. एवरीथिंग इज वेरी मच अबाउट योर लाइफ. अगर आपका रिज्यूमे नहीं है, अगर मैं एग्जाम पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से देखती हूँ, फ्रॉम एग्जाम में कैसा क्वेश्चन आएगा, सो द डिटेल्स आर गिवन. इसीलिए आई एम रिक्वेस्टिंग, प्लीज ओपन अप योर टेक्स्ट बुक, प्लीज ओपन अप द स्टडी मटेरियल. उसमें आप देखो क्वेश्चन कैसा है, कितना इंफॉर्मेशन उस क्वेश्चन में दिया है, एंड उसके बेसिस पे आपको कुछ लिखना है. सो व्हाट इज बीइंग चेक्ड कि आपको फॉर्मेट आता है एंड आपने वही इंफॉर्मेशन यूज की है जो क्वेश्चन में है. दैट इज मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट, एंड इट्स अ लॉन्ग आंसर. So it's not like a 1 mark or a 2 mark answer. It's definitely a long answer. And ये choice में भी नहीं आएगा, आपको करना है. So resume में box का कुछ ज़्यादा relevance नहीं है. If you want, you can box it. If you don't, it's perfectly okay. But each of the subheadings you use should be as per those which have been provided in your study material. Okay? Pre-professional experience का इस stage पे you don't need it that much, because we're just doing it from a learning point of view, the first basis of a resume writing. But yes, if you formulate your actual resume sometime in later in your life, you may use your pre-professional experience. Okay. Or you can put that as a tab separately and you can add in information. Got it? Okay. So this is the continuation. Education ho gaya, achievements and responsibilities, and declaration. Somebody had very rightly mentioned declaration. You can do that. You can sign in below that. Achievements and responsibilities is what all you have achieved. You know, you won a small award, you were the head boy, or you got a certificate of participation in an NGO work. All those extra achievements which you have got, maybe not as part of your school activities, but something which you have done outside, you can put that in the achievements column. Okay. Aditya, Tanmeet. That's okay, Tanmeet. If it's there, I'm saying module ka sample resume is also correct. This is another sample. You'll have a lot of samples. All of them are correct. So you can play around with the subheadings and add whatever you feel is relevant. कुछ problem नहीं है. Hmm. हाँ. Name and email and phone number and birth date. कितने line का space देना? Line, one line. You can leave one line. That's it. Not much. Okay, now this is like, you guys are not listening to me. Aditya, I mentioned this at least 5 times. Format बहुत सारे type के होते हैं. You don't have to worry. Center alignment, left से start करना, right से start करना. It's okay. This is one sample. There are many other possibilities. I am not showing you the sample that this is the final. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. आप सैम्पल मॉड्यूल में दिया है उसको भी फॉलो कर सकते हो. जो यहाँ पे आई एम शोइंग यू इन दिस स्लाइड, यू कैन फॉलो दैट ऑल्सो. It's not hard and fast. Just remember that. I'm requesting all of you, please remember, you don't have to worry about the alignment part of it, because you're going to do it handwritten. So if the samples in the module, in the study material is showing you a different format, it's okay. I'm also showing you just one such sample. Other such samples are also possible. Okay, got it? Oh, you were asking. Pre-professional experience hota hai that, before you actually got into a job, Tanmeet, you've had some kind of a hands-on training for a particular skill. That is a pre-professional experience. So you've worked as a trainee in a big firm and you've learned, on industry, on the shop floor skills. That is pre-professional experience, but you've not been employed by them. Okay. So if you want, you can mention that if you think it's worth mentioning. Otherwise, you can drop it. Okay. Yes, it is a combination one. Yes, and you can leave one line after every tab. People are asking me line also. You can leave one line after every tab. Okay, now I'm coming to the combination one. Actually, the combination one, because the last one was just functional. Please remember what I'm showing are hints. These are not complete resumes. If I show you a complete resume, then I have to go into the actual depth, and the complete resumes are present in your modules, in your sample papers. Even in the RTP hints, the complete resumes are there. So please have a look. Most welcome, Tanmeet. Good that you got it. Thank you, Nikita. And educational detail only. Hariram, can you please ask again? I did not understand. आप क्या पूछ रहे हो? एक बार please फिर से पूछ लीजिए. Okay, I don't think there is any other doubt. ठीक है. So the last is a combination resume. Combination resume is a mix of chronological and functional resume. So both aspects are taken care of. Ritu, yes, correct. a commonly used style because इसमें क्या होता है, you have reached a stage where you have a lot to mention in the function part and you have a lot to mention in the chronology part also. ठीक है, so दोनों styles का एक अच्छा mix बना के एक combination resume बनता है. This is quite common these days. It's easy and it's simple also, and the good part is it takes care of both aspects because only chronology सिर्फ entry level applicants के लिए होती है. ओनली फंक्शनल तब होता है जब आपके पास एक्स्ट्रा कुछ नहीं है बताने को, बट यही है कि आपकी कोई एक स्किल सेट बहुत अच्छी है, तब हम फंक्शनल यूज करते हैं. निकिता, हेल्दी का मतलब क्या होता है और मिक्स का मतलब क्या होता है, दोनों को ऐड करके समझो. व्हाट डज हेल्दी मिक्स मीन? यू शुड ट्राई एंड गेस वर्ड्स चिल्ड्रन. आई एम रिपीटेडली सेइंग दिस. आप लोग अगर छोटे छोटे वर्ड्स के लिए मीनिंग पूछोगे तो आपकी खुद की अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ क्वेश्चनिंग एंड कमिंग टू एन आंसर पुअर हो जाएगी. सो अगर कोई वर्ड नहीं समझ आ रहा है उसको ब्रेक करो, ट्राई एंड गेस द वर्ड. व्हाट इफ देयर वाज अ क्वेश्चन ऑन दिस, तो फिर आप कैसे करोगे निकिता? ठीक है, तो एक बार देखो क्या हो सकता है मीनिंग, टाइप करके मुझे आंसर बताओ, अदरवाइज आई एम हियर टू टेल यू. So here what is very important is the positioning. Thank you so much, Ayushi. I love that comment. Thank you so much for praising and thank you so much for liking the teaching also more. Thank you so much from my side. Functional resume is educational details. Nahi, functional resume is your job related details. Education details will come. आपको लिखना है educational details, but ज़्यादा focus फंक्शनल एस्पेक्ट पे होगा, आपके प्रोफाइल पे होगा, आपने कैसा काम किया है उस पे होगा. ठीक है. हाँ निकिता, बोथ फॉर्मेट मिक्स करने. हेल्दी मतलब एक अच्छा मिक्स. ठीक है, दोनों फॉर्मेट मिक्स करके आपको कॉम्बिनेशन बनाना है. वेरी गुड. सी, अब आपने सोचा और आपको आ गया ना. एंड आर्यन हैज आंसर्ड इट इवन बेटर. अ गुड प्रोपोर्शन ऑफ क्रोनोलॉजिकल फॉर्मेट एंड फंक्शनल फॉर्मेट. वेरी गुड. Yes, Pramod, where were you? आपका सुबह से I have not seen any single comment and any single query. Either I have been teaching so well that you have no doubts, or you have not been listening, hence you have no doubts. What should I understand, Pramod? Akshay, that is a very straight question. I don't know. Let's see your study material, read all the content, and देखो उसमें क्या लिखा है. Then you will come to know which kind of question will be asked. Yes, Ritu, very good. A best combination of the chronology and the function is added and made into a combination. Good answer, Ritu. So there is no specific answer I have for this, Akshay. Any kind of resume will be asked. It will be mentioned in the question. Okay. So positioning of information is important because what is chronologically important? Are you putting that, or what is functionally important? Are you putting that? That is going to decide how exactly you are going to build your combination resume. Okay, got it? How to identify? Why do you need to identify? आपको तो resume बनाना है ना, you have to make it. So if the question says make a combination resume, you make sure there is the best of both. If the question says make a chronological resume, you will make that. So identify तो आप practice से ही कर पाओगे, that you will be able to identify इसमें only chronology है because it's a student's resume. Yeah, it's maybe a CXO's resume, so it has a combination of chronology and function. That you will be able to identify with time. Okay, so I've specifically mentioned which resume is suitable for which category. So the last resumes were, if you see this, the last resumes is preferred for working people and employees, which is like, you've been into the industry for some time. Then it comes is this resume is best suitable for the middle and the senior management roles. Okay. So each kind of a resume has its own relevance, has its own acceptability, has its own importance at different stages. So whatever your role is, whatever your profile is, उस basis पे आप resume को लिखते हो and then आप उसको present करते हो. ठीक है? This is an example. So summary देखो, which is very important. I wanted you to see. network problem. No worries, Pramod. That's okay. You can see the question. You can see the slides later. You can see the lecture again. Not a problem at all. Don't worry. Okay, please have a look at this, the career objective, and just see the language used. I really want you to, get into the mode of using good formal language. Okay. I really wish, Pramod, you come out of wherever you are stuck. And I hope it's not unfavorable weather. It's just some work you are stuck in. And hopefully I'll see you again for the next class. Okay, so can you see the summary of qualifications? The person says she has been selected to present papers. She's had a hands-on training and she's had laboratory experience. She's worked with big firms in the industry. So all this is a summary of her qualifications. Instead of mentioning everything, she's put this. Okay? And then the education. You can talk about other points. So this is an incomplete resume, obviously. So what I want to tell you is basically when you are doing resume writing, keep in mind what is the role, at what level are you applying. If the question says you are XYZ, a student, then you will write a chronological resume. If revenue is pastime, no Hariram. Revenue is how much money you are generating. Please read. Functional resume is done for any employee. Suppose you are applying as let's say an associate manager and you have like 7 to 8 years of experience, then you can definitely write a functional resume because you have some skills which you have acquired. कुछ ऐसी expertise जो आपने सीखी है, आपके पास है, उसको आप highlight करना चाहते हो. Then the combination resume is when you have reached the middle level management or the top level management. At that level, we suggest you use the combination. आपके case में question paper में mostly we will try and limit ourselves to the functional or the chronological one, but still you have to read all of them because you never know, anything can happen. So ऐसा नहीं है कि fixed है that you will be writing only chronological. Anything can come. So from the paper point of view, you should be able to understand the difference in the format, how to start, alignment, center position, left alignment, right indent. That will not matter because all of this is going to be handwritten. So that is of course not a problem. ठीक है? Most welcome, Ritu. Thank you so much for such encouraging and warm comments and all those beautiful emojis coming in the comment section. You build my enthusiasm and it adds on to my teaching style. So I really appreciate all of you. So good that you all are at a position where you have understood this. We'll further take this forward. We have other classes also. So whatever is remaining, we'll carry it forward in the next classes. Please remember, you have to be very sure when you're doing a BCR paper, what has been asked, how many marks, answer it accordingly. If it's a 2-mark question, resume will not happen in 2 marks. Resume is a long answer, so it will definitely happen in more weightage. It will be a 5-mark question. It is like a heavy marked question. In that case, you have to write a lot. So details, resume होना चाहिए, words होने चाहिए, tabs होना चाहिए, subheadings होना चाहिए. If you have time, you can put them in bold, you can underline them. Content should be correct, grammar should be correct, there should be a line left after every subheading. Declaration होना चाहिए combination में, उसमें sign किया होना चाहिए, date होना चाहिए, email, phone number, all this should be there. And you are kind of getting marks for all of this. Format is very important in such official documents. एक resume को मैं paragraph में नहीं लिख सकती, एक resume को मैं essay style में नहीं लिख सकती, एक resume को मैं bullets में नहीं लिख सकती. So that is the fun about all these different creative writing aspects in formal writing and informal writing. Everything has its own style and technique. Okay? Thank you so much, Dimple. I appreciate all your comments. I hope they are like true because everybody has suddenly started praising So I'm kind of getting overwhelmed, and I really thank you from the bottom of my heart that you have understood. I wish you all the very best. I really hope that you all get full marks in your exam. You do wonderfully well, and you understand the concepts. It's not just for the exam, but otherwise also everybody should be able to understand the concept. So thank you very much, Hariram and Mehak, for those nice words. Thank you so much, Ritu and Dimple and Ruchika, for those kind words. I will definitely do that, Nikita. Why don't you open the study material and go through the sample questions once, and then you will see what exactly resumes are. You will be able to understand. We'll continue in the future classes. We'll come to more details. So thank you so much for today. I hope the three kinds of resumes are clear. You have been able to differentiate between the three styles, and you will be in a position to write at least a basic chronological resume for yourself. Okay, practice that at home. See you soon with more information on these and many other topics. Thank you so much, guys. All the very best. Thanks a lot.